Welcome everybody to the August Ortus Webinar, and this week, well, it's hard not to do anything other than Into the Box right now. We're only a couple of weeks away, and next week is pre-conference week, so we got a lot of great stuff coming your way. So we thought we'd do a preview, sort of Q&A, and basically give you a rundown of what's to be expected and answer any questions you guys have. So looks like we got a few people actually attending the conference here today. So I recognize some of these names. Some of you guys are coming to workshops, and hopefully a lot of you'll be in person as well. So that'd be great. So we want to get started. Luis, you want to say a few words about the conference? This is the 9th Into the Box, right?
It's the 9th. It's pretty unbelievable, but yeah, it's been going. We've been strong even through COVID, maintaining it. So hopefully by next year things will hopefully go back to normal. In terms of people being able to fly, we know that our European friends can't even, some of them can't even come. So it's a little still strange era, but very excited still for another yet Into the Box. And actually this is the last Into the Box in September. So I'm happy about that one.
Hold on, I gotta make a message, John.
What's that?
Sorry, no, John Farrar can't hear anything. His audio is not connected, so
Okay.
I don't know what's going on there. Yeah, so we'll see if he can reconnect there. But yeah, so it's going really well. I guess you have pretty good turnout for workshops. So for those of you that are doing workshops, you should receive an email next Tuesday about your workshop. We're going to give you guys all the details you need to be prepared for the workshop. The last thing we want is everyone show up at the workshop and have to download stuff for the next hour. So we're going to make sure you get that information soon. I know Dave is actually in my workshop, so he'll be getting an email with a lot of few things. Good. I'm just gonna here. Sorry, I'm trying to get John to get his audio working. But the cool thing is about this is a new venue, right? So this is something we haven't been to. So as the only person who's actually seen it, Luis, you want to give us a little rundown of why you think this is a step up from the previous location?
Oh, I thought I was going to be able to keep it secret though. I guess not. But yeah, I think the other venue, the Hyatt Place, served us well. But I think, as we all know, it's kind of gone down a little bit since we were there. So it was time to search for a new venue. And this area is actually brandly new construction. It's actually a walking distance to the HP headquarters in Spring, Texas. So it's kind of a new epicenter of technology that's developing in the Woodlands and in Houston. As you probably have heard, there's tons of tech companies that are moving into Texas, and most of them are moving into the Woodlands and Spring area. So it was a great chance to kind of get into that tech scene. So the place was dropped, and now we're moving into the Marriott City Center. So the venue is very modern. You'll see that it's a brand new hotel. So lots of stuff to do in walking distance, which makes a big difference now. So there are many restaurants, there's movie theaters, there's even an axe throwing bar in walking distance. So lots of cool stuff.
Hopefully they can't take those axes to go, because I don't really want to have anyone throwing them at me if I don't live up to expectations.
Could be.
Yeah. So I know that a lot of people are excited about the pre-conference. It's the first time doing it, so hopefully it goes well. But obviously it gives you guys an opportunity to have a lot more people, a lot more speakers that may not be able to travel, make it there. A lot of people have a lot of personal things going on right now, so this is giving everyone the opportunity to present it Into the Box, and we get an extra 10 bonus sessions this way. So one of the things people are asking is, like, how do they get the links? How do we know how to attend them? So we'll be sending out an email today, Friday, with all the information on how you need to connect to it. We'll also tell you about how to access them after the fact, because one of the things of the pre-conference, we want to make them available for anyone who can watch them live. But You guys are probably doing a lot of last minute crazy stuff before you hit to the conference. You may not be able to actually watch them live. So we're going to make them available as soon as we can up on CFcast, and then make them downloadable as well. So that way you guys can get the conference videos. And my crazy idea was we could watch them on the plane. But apparently not everyone wants to do that. They want to relax or, enjoy their plane ride. But I think that'd be pretty cool. So I know David at least is one person who's excited about that idea. So hey, at least someone thinks I'm not crazy,
Yeah.
Anyways, but one of the cool things about Into the Box is that we push to get a lot of new products out and new products updated. Eric has been working on a couple. You want to tease a little bit about some of those cool ideas you've got, Eric? I know you got a couple of things coming out.
Yeah, both my sessions this year are for new products that you'll be able to come and learn about. The first one is a test box integration with Playwright, which is an end-to-end testing tool. Think like Selenium or Cypress. Has some pretty neat stuff. It's been fun working on that integration, and I'll be showing off that. So also teaser on that one, no cold box required. You can use it just with normal test box and get some integration end-to-end testing in your application. The other one that I've been working on is I'm calling it CBQ, 3 letters because I like my really short names. It is a library to take jobs and run them in a queue. So whether that queue is using Coldbox's async engine, using your database, using something like Redis or Rabbit, but abstracting all of that away so you can have a component that has, like basically a handle method that does something later, and it's handling the how many times do you try to run this, how long before you time out, when the errors where can I catch all those errors, things like that. So it's been something I've wanted to get out for a long time to help push. We have a lot of tasks in our applications that need to happen not right now on the main thread, but later. And this task needs to happen after task A, and after task B runs, task C needs to run, and it can handle all of that. So that one will be unveiled probably in a alpha or beta form. There's lots to do there, but very exciting stuff as well.
I think you're muted, Gavin.
I was muted. Sorry, I was saying Eric. So John just said sequential queue. So did you see that?
Yeah, if you need a sequential queue, sure. Like it will come with one. It's pretty simple. It just runs whatever you pass it right away. But most of the power comes from having a durable queue. So something that's backed. Your database, Rabbit, Redis, so that if your application goes down or you put more instances up, it can respond to that and work faster or slower or keep track of what needs to be ran still. So yeah.
Cool. Well, I know that John is releasing a couple of products that's been sort of in the works for quite a while, and doing some crazy things. You want to tell us a little bit about that, John?
Yeah, I mean, we'll be covering, we'll be looking at CB Commerce. We have a whole session devoted to that. We'll be teasing it also in the keynote a bit, but what we did with it, it's kind of been in beta for a long time, and we actually developed for a client, but it was pretty much a monolith. So we broke it out. It now is 3 modules. It's a headless API module with the data model, a UI, and an admin module. They can run separate or together in the same application, and they can also integrate with Content Box and install a pre-configured set of tools and views inside of a Content Box instance with one box install. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty exciting. It's very flexible. And I'm very excited to be able to demo it and release it right into the box. So
yeah, that's very cool. I know you've been working on it a while, and previously it was basically part of the content box core, and now you're split it out. It just means everyone has so many more options, and that's really cool. I'm excited to see that. So it's pretty cool. Yeah, John, it is like a pre-keynote teaser. Exactly. And that's what we thought. We'd just give you guys a chance to ask any questions too. So we obviously have the pre-conference coming up next week. So just a reminder, and then there's a lot of new stuff coming out there as well. So but before we get to the pre-conference, I know everyone is really only coming in person to Into the Box for one reason, and that is Happy Box. So Luis, like what inspired you to bring the mariachi band in the first place? I mean, that's kind of like being the staple of Into the Box forever. And I know people get some interesting looks from the first time they go to a Happy Box and see the mariachi band come in. And then unfortunately, Jorge won't be there to sing along this year with COVID and stuff. But I'm sure Javi and you can give it a whirl, right? Is Majo?
Yeah,
is she a singer?
I don't know. We're gonna find out, but
Yeah.
Mariachis are, in Latin culture, it's always related with fun, parties. Also, when you're basically what's that word? Courting. Like if you're courting somebody, right? You can actually take mariachis to her, right? So that was a tradition, I had to take mariachis to some of those in El Salvador when I was growing up. Sometimes in El Salvador, you pray that her dad doesn't come out and shoot you, but it happens. A few friends of mine, gonna happen to me. But it's always fun. But mariachis are always kind of just that fun element of music, live music. It's just so amazing to have live music, and these are great musicians, and it's just fun. It's when you kick off weddings, there's always mariachis. Right? When there's big parties, there's always mariachis. So I thought that bring that Latin flavor to everything that we do,
Yeah. Well, obviously we're trying to woo you from the box world, right? So we're just, trying to serenade you with some mariachi and a couple of little drinks and snacks. And it's just a good time to mingle with everybody after a long day. A lot of great sessions. So it's always good. So Happy Box is great. I'm hoping to have a little game for us to play too, so we can maybe have some of the community members play a little bit of our sort of developer feud type game, so we can figure out if they know their box trivia. So we'll have a few questions in there and stuff, and do some general State of the Union question survey. So maybe you should do some studying on those as well, so we can have a little game there as well. But it should be fun. So I'm looking forward to that. But pre-conference, again, next week. So first up, we have Michael Bourne. So Michael Bourne's going to be talking about another new product, Melee Search, the search platform for the rest of us. So if you guys have ever done CB Elasticsearch and didn't like the fact you had to try and figure out how to do fuzzy search and how to add this and how to add, configure it and everything, Melee Search right off the bat has all those settings sort of defaulted for you. So it gives you the full text search right away. And it's pretty slick, pretty small. Pretty easy to get up and running. So he'll be talking about that. And then next up, we have Matthew Clemente, Cold Brews. So getting started with Java in your CFML app. And so it's always cool. A lot of people ask about how to integrate Java apps, into CFML and, how to add these extra modules and stuff. So it's really cool to have Matthew doing that. And he's been doing quite a few vlogs on this lately with PDF Box and other things. So very cool. And then we have Zach from Lucy. He's going to come talk about how things are going in Lucy 5, how Lucy 6 is evolving, and how we're getting close to a beta here, and a few more things about how Lucy works, and just sort of behind the scenes and get a touch of what's going on there. He's been doing a lot of great work with Lucy lately, so it's cool to have him. And then Kai Koenig, all the way from down under in New Zealand. He's going to be speaking about modern ways to keep on top of your crashes and errors in your applications. So that one, I know he's going to be talking about some of the providers and Logbox and whatnot. He does a lot of work with Raygun. They're a New Zealand company, so he's going to be talking with them. So be kind of cool. And he'll be getting up bright and early for that one because New Zealand's behind us by about 5 hours right now. So, and then another product that's new, CF Scribe. Dan Card's been working on the CF Scribe thing, which is rules and filtering for your logging. So this is another one of those brand new Ortus products. And Dan is actually doing a session at into the box, unpacking the box, where he goes into all the different boxes and what they do and where they are and why you might want to use them. And he found out that it's more of a Pandora's box, right? You opened it up and there's just more and more and more. So pretty excited about this. What do you think about this one, Eric?
That one had a fun presentation. We've done a few things like that before where we've highlighted, 5 or 10 modules that you might not have heard of. And Dan took it in a different way, and he kind of takes you on a journey, and his slides like all moved around like a web, and I thought it was a really neat presentation. So a good overview of a lot of the different like supplemental tools to your main boxes, your call box, your command box, and your test box.
Yeah. I don't know if he's gonna have time to fit all these new ones we're just been announcing the last few weeks internally, like the CF Scribe one he's built and all the ones you've announced, but yeah, it's gonna be good. And then Brian Rinaldi is actually working for Launch Darkly now. So he's talking about feature flagging and how it's not just simple Booleans like everybody else thinks. So I know we're using feature flagging. Ben Nadal is a huge on feature flagging, and he uses Launch Darkly. So, there's a lot of people out there wanting to learn more about it. So it's great to have Brian join us. So he'll be there Wednesday, 2 p.m. Central. And then Charlie Earhart. So he's going to be comparing and contrasting the Docker images from Ortus, Adobe, and Lucy. So this one's, obviously we use Ortus images and we built them, and John's done a lot of work to make them amazing and fix all the problems that we have along the way. But Adobe and Lucy have done a lot of changes to their stuff lately, and they've improved them a lot. And so he wants to compare and contrast and show people, what you might be missing in some of them. And then hopefully it'll spotlight a lot of the things that make it really easy using the Ortus ones. Because I know John's really, basically anything that's a roadblock in his development, he's added some pretty cool little tools to make our life easier. So things like CF config and everything just built right in and easy for you. But Charlie's going to be comparing those. And then Javi's going to be talking about CB validation. So validating all the things. And then we still got more. So Friday, we have Mark Takata from Adobe talking about advanced manipulation of PDF documents using Adobe Cold Fusion DDX. And then the last one of the week is going to be Ray Camden talking about extending PDF capabilities with Adobe Document Services. So a different way to do PDFs with Adobe products. And that's going to be wrapping up our pre-conference. So tons of great content there. And again, we'll be live. We'll be making them available on CFcast and available for download after. So just lots of great content. And as you can see on the bottom, we got lots of great sponsors making Into the Box successful. So really happy to see all these companies, even some older ones, right? We got Computer Know-How. They've been around since day one.
Yeah, actually, I think this is one of the Into the Boxes with most sponsors ever, I think. So, and I think there's 2 more coming. So,
yep,
late bloomers. So, but yeah, it's pretty exciting to have so many sponsors. To tell the truth, it's very motivating, and it's pretty crazy when you start. Mm-hmm.
I have a question. Not being in this space before, but I know one of the things that was hard about the old space at the Hyatt, there wasn't a great room for sponsors. How does that look in the new venue?
Oh, it looks great. To tell the truth, I mean, there's a huge hallway in comparison to the Hyatt one, and there's like a corner that we get, which is actually quite beautiful because it overlooks one of the lakes there and everything. So that corner was going to be ours for kind of setup and stuff, and we have our own patio as well. So we can even have sponsors being in the patio as well. So yeah, lots of changes. So I think it's going to be really beneficial for new sponsors when they come in and to be able to mingle as well.
Yep. And also next year, we've already got some tentative dates. We've been hinting and teasing about changing the timeline to be a different time. Do we want to tease it a little bit more, Luis, or do we want to give the preview here a little more of a touch of when we're thinking about doing the next Into the Box? Yeah,
so obviously we moved it to September due to COVID, right? So we kind of waited in 2021, right? We actually started waiting in 2020, and then when that didn't happen, we went virtual, right? And then 2021 was more of like a Hail Mary, and it kind of worked, right? And then this year we're like, okay, I guess we're just stuck with September for the moment, right? Waiting again for other countries to open up. So at this point, I think we're ready to go back to May, which has kind of been always our date, right? Our date. So we've always been a spring kind of conference. So we're coming back to May next year, 2023, so we can normalize and go back into the same schedules. September's are very difficult.
Yeah, I mean, we actually had to
kids going to
move.
school and everything.
Yeah, we had to move the conference because Adobe landed right on top of us pretty much. So we moved it, and I don't know if that affected anyone or not. But again, we're
Probably,
still like,
yeah.
a few weeks away. So it's still a push for anyone who wants to go to both. I know a couple of speakers had to make a choice,
Yep,
and
exactly.
So
it was
that's
quite
part of the
difficult to
reason.
tell you the truth. It was quite difficult, and I can't say I was very happy with them because I'm not. But then I got happy when they sponsor us. So I was like, okay, fine. Give me your
Yeah.
money. Give me your money. I'll make good use of it. So, anyways, yeah, I think obviously it affected, but it's okay. We continue, and then next year we'll go back to our May schedule. So we already got the dates. The venue is the same. So, yeah, I think it'll be definitely interesting for 2023. It'll be a quick turnaround for us.
Yeah.
Though, but I honestly, after like going through all the keynote slides and all the stuff that going through all of you guys' slides and everything, I can honestly say that this last year has been the most productive year for everybody at Ortus ever. I think we're probably releasing like probably over 8 new products or 10 new products, just during the keynote. So I'm very excited about that.
I guess I should do some work too then. So I feel left out here. I've just been doing lots of presentations and marketing stuff, so it's okay. I'm contributing. But so John's asking which venue, the new one or the old one? So next year is going to be the same venue as the one we're doing, right, Luis? That's the plan.
Yeah, same venue.
Okay, so there you go, John. So same venue. It looks exciting, and yeah, I know we're gonna try and do some special events around. There's a lot of cool stuff, like you said, pretty close to it. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm not sure I'm looking forward to the axe throwing, but we'll see how that goes. That it seems to be the hot thing these days. So they're popping up all over the place. So okay. Well, has anyone got any questions from the chat? Any last minute information you want to get out there, Luis?
I don't know if I want to divulge all of the goodies.
Yeah, I know. I'm already thinking I'm
think-
giving away a lot, but
I think you gave a lot, but I think I prefer to just be quiet. We'll
okay.
unveil the rest of the things in the few
Well-
weeks.
Daniel's like, you have to attend to find out more. Yep. There will be a few extra perks for actually being there in person too. So
Oh yeah.
you'll have to.
Not just a few. I mean, you get to interact with all of the people there, all of Ortus. The
Can
huge,
dance.
huge
You're
one.
gonna dance reggaeton with Edgardo or a reggaeton teacher.
Yep. And it's one thing too, is like, it's not our biggest into the box ever, we don't have the huge numbers and everything, but at the same time, it's kind of nice to have a more cozy one. It's gonna be a lot of opportunity to talk to everybody, and I really like that too. Like the workshops are got a good number of people. And David's like, we get to nag Ortus about all these pending pull requests. Yes, David, you do. You get to nag us about those. That's good. But yeah. So John wanted to ask, any talk up on the workshops? No, I mean, I think the workshops are coming along nicely. Like, so we'll get that data out to you guys. We're going to be sending the prerequisite stuff so you can get all that downloaded early next week. So you have a week to download everything, John. We've got lots of good information there. And obviously the workshop means you get to be there an extra day. And a lot of times, get a sort of a little sneak peek at some of the things we're planning on working on. But yeah, not too much else to say. If you have any information, like I say, you'll get a Slack invite very shortly to the workshop Slack room as well. So you'll be able to get in there and ask any other questions you need from the instructors before the day. And then that's what you guys will be doing for a lot of your communication. So keep an eye out for that. we'll be adding you to the Zoom rooms for that. And then also there'll be a Slack room. There'll be a Slack room for the attendees as well, so we can post out the links for the pre-conference videos as they come out, etc. So you guys should be getting emails, like say, this week for the pre-conference things, next week for the workshop, and the following week for any last minute announcements or anything else you need to know. But I know we're all excited to meet everybody out there again and be in person. I know I am. I missed last year's when I was virtual only, so I'm excited to get back there as well. So any last minute tidbits, or we can cut this one short this week, maybe? Luis doesn't want me giving away all the secrets.
I wish, man. I wish. It's so exciting. I'm super excited. Can't wait for people to see actually all the stuff that we're doing.
Well, I know John has to make a decision on his workshop. So Luis, any last minute sell for you and Eric's async, Coldbox async? Because we know the Vue.js one is awesome, because I'm teaching it. That one's actually almost full.
Sorry,
It's like
I was processing. Don't worry, I was processing.
On a background thread.
I got locked up in a background thread.
Yeah.
It just got activated.
I will say that this async workshop, like if you're interested in the queuing stuff I just talked about, this async workshop will get you right on ready to jump into that. So you'll know exactly how you want to handle all those things, and a little bit of how it's working under the hood. So if that interests you, jump into our workshop. It's going to be amazing.
Yeah. I mean, if you're going to be at CF Summit too, John, we are doing the Vue.js 1 in a 2-day format there with more stuff. So it's one of those things where, yeah, it's hard to choose a workshop. Don't get me wrong. I know that a lot of times people come back every year for a different workshop because they just can't pick them all at the same time. But that Vue.js 1 is the first time doing it, and we are doing it at CF Summit. So if you're going to be at CF Summit, you can do it there as well. We'd love to have you. Me and Luis are going to be hitting that one up. And I'm sure we'll have a couple extra helpers there as well in Las Vegas. So if that makes your decision any easier, like I said, we do have, I think, a couple of seats left in the Vue.js one, but it's pushing it. We're getting pretty close to full on that one. So a lot of people are wanting to know about Vue.js and building apps with Quasar. And then of course, Coldbox REST APIs are hot too. So we got a lot of good things in that workshop. But 2 days at CF Summit will be a great time to cover it because you get a little bit more time to dive into it. The 1-day workshops, it's going to be pushing it, especially covering all those technologies that we're going to do. But me and Daniel, we'll get it done. So one way or the other to be great. So of course you've heard of Vue before, John. You're doing a presentation on Vue 3. So I know you know that, but yeah. Okay. Well, any other questions, anybody? Or any other last statements, teases, or as John would say, jokes and riddles, right?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I guess we'll call this one early. So thanks everybody for joining this Ortus webinar right before Into the Box. Again, pre-conference is next week. The conference is starting the day after Labor Day in Houston, Texas. We got a lot of great stuff coming for you. We're excited. If you can't attend in person, we understand there are virtual tickets available for $99 each. So jump on one of those so you can at least attend via Zoom. And then obviously all the information will be available and viewable after for all those sessions you can't make. So hopefully you can make it there in person. The workshops are great and definitely worth it. And being there in person, you just can't beat it. So, but thanks everybody for attending. And again, hopefully see you Into the Box, virtual or in person. Thanks everybody.